Your hormone activity doesn't get any lighter during the second trimester. A lot of crying. This is the goat oil. My boobs got humongous GI symptoms and mad hunger. Yes, it continues. Hi there, my name is Daniela. I am a licensed therapist, and in this channel we talk about a lot of things. We talk about travel, we talk about pregnancy, mental health, self-improvement, and today we're going to focus on pregnancy. Specifically about the second trimester and all of the symptoms that you may be experiencing right now or possibly will experience when you get to the second trimester. I want to let you know that these symptoms are based on my personal experience and also on some other things that I research and read about pregnancy, so we can all relate and feel like we're on the same page. I know that pregnancies sometimes feel like we are alone, but there is a huge pregnancy community out there. There's so much information, there's so many people sharing about their personal experiences and things that they've gone through, so you are not alone, and I hope that this video helps you feel validated. So well, in summary, the second trimester has felt a little bit more quiet than the first trimester, or in other words, less overwhelming. At least in my case, I feel more aligned with what being pregnant is like. I think I definitely got to a point where all of these uncomfortable symptoms are starting to feel normal and part of my life. That being said, my anxieties about pregnancy have definitely reduced. I feel more confident as a mom. I think I'm embracing motherhood way better because there's this feeling in my gut that I know what I'm doing, I know that I'm doing things right, and I know that my baby is healthy. Nonetheless, there are still struggles, there are still discomforts and things that happen to your body every day that remind you that you're pregnant. You just feel more attuned with it and more okay with it. So let's talk about those things or those symptoms that continue to happen in the second trimester, or the new symptoms that begin to happen in the second trimester. There is something called round ligament pain. Just for your information, it happens when your body begins to stretch, so you make room for your baby, and as a result, that stretch begins to cause like a short, painful spasm, and it's really uncomfortable, I would say. You don't know how to sit and how to stretch and how to like make your body feel comfortable so that you don't experience the pain. It's unavoidable, it's going to happen. A tip for your mental health is to remember that this pain serves a purpose, such an important purpose, which is to make room for your baby to grow. So I always remind myself like, okay, I understand the pain, this is really uncomfortable. Nonetheless, my baby needs to grow, and I'm so excited that it's growing healthy. Now, for your physical body, I would say that besides yoga and stretches that you should be doing in your pregnancy, there is a specific exercise that I really like to do. I don't know if this is the technical name for this exercise. I think it's like a baby hug, or like hugging your baby, which you do with your breath. So what you do is that you take a deep breath and you try to pull your baby in. You count like 5 to 10 seconds, whatever you can hold it for, and then you exhale all of that air out, and you also let your belly grow to its natural state. I think that really helps with some of that ligament pain, and also it helps to gain more control over your belly muscles that you begin to lose track of. It's recommended that you do this daily. Do like 3-5 rounds, whatever I'm in the mood for, but definitely try to hold it for at least 5 seconds. Another exercise that I like to do for this is the cow and cat exercise that you do in yoga. Another symptom is back pain. Make sure that you are taking care of your spine during this pregnancy. I know that because of gravity and with this, basketball that we have in front of us, we begin to use unhelpful and unhealthy postures. I find that even when I walk, I'm bending a little bit. So yeah, make sure that your body is aligned at all times. When you're sitting down, use the support of pillows. I always have a bunch of pillows on my back so I can have some support there and make sure that I'm sitting straight. Same for when I'm doing stretches, yoga, exercise. In your sleep is very important that you have your spine aligned. So I know, or I noticed that I have always slept hugging a pillow, but doing this, so my neck was always suffering. Now since I'm pregnant and I learned how important it is to have your spine aligned with your body, I still hug my pillow, but I try to make sure that I have a neutral position in my neck and I'm not doing this. Another symptom is sleep difficulties and leg cramping. For this one, I would say follow the tips that I just mentioned. So make sure to have your spine aligned, fix your posture, and do stretches, yoga, exercise, walks, and drink lots of water. It's so important that you're hydrated for so many reasons. Your baby needs the hydration, your body needs it. Your skin's going through so many changes that you need to stay hydrated, but especially you're going to notice that you are not drinking enough water if you have leg cramping at night. I went on a short trip recently, and because I didn't want to be going to the bathroom every 30 or 20 minutes, which happens when you're pregnant, I was avoiding drinking water. And can you not, that night, I literally screamed in pain because my legs were cramping so much. Make sure that you're drinking at least 3 liters of water a day. Oh, so something else for when you're sleeping. Make sure to put a pillow in between your legs. That will help your body be better aligned and will also help you with leg cramping and sleep difficulties. There are these really amazing pregnancy pillows that are special for all of these pains and disalignments I'm telling you about. They are in a form of a U or in a form of a soft L. I'm actually trying to have a minimalistic pregnancy, so I'm not buying any of those. I am using a bunch of pillows though. I have a really long soft pillow that I put in between my legs all the way to my feet, and then I have another pillow that I hug in here, and also another pillow that supports my back and also helps me with not rolling completely onto my back, because I don't know if you know this yet, but it's not recommended that you sleep on your back. You have to be sleeping on your sides. Apparently, if you're sleeping on your back, you are running the risk of not bringing enough oxygen to your baby, and I don't want to scare you, but it's best you avoid it. Belly button changes. Not much you can do about this one besides self-acceptance and self-love. Breast changes. My boobs got humongous in the first trimester. Crazy. But the changes don't stop there. In the second trimester, I'm noticing that the areola is becoming darker and wider, and the pain is more bearable now. I don't think that there's so much pain because, again, I don't know if they're growing anymore. I just think that they keep changing. Some days they look different than other days. Again, not much you can do about this situation, but to love them and to remember that they are going to be serving a great purpose, which is feeding your baby. Knock on wood. No wood here, right here. That is really exciting for me. Remembering how much I want to breastfeed makes me feel like, oh, it doesn't matter. My boobs are just preparing so my baby can see them and identify them as their feeding source, and that's why they're becoming larger and darker and all that fun stuff. Stretch marks. They don't happen to all women, but they do happen to some. I have been seeing some here and there. Thankfully, I have none on my belly, but most of them are on my hip area. They're not absolutely terrible, and they have been improving with the use of oils. I think that the oils are more effective than lotions. I'm gonna go bring you the oil that I'm using. There you go. I don't know if they sell this in the US. It's a special oil made for stretch marks in pregnancy. It doesn't say the ingredients in here. This is the goat oil, and it has done wonders to my skin. I use it every night after my shower, and the stretch marks are getting way better. Increase on vaginal discharge. In the first trimester, I honestly don't remember having so much of a discharge. I think that it was more sporadic, but now in the second trimester, it's almost daily. What happens is that when we're pregnant, our estrogen levels are very high, and that causes a lot of blood flow, including blood flow that is going to your vagina. And this vaginal discharge has a great purpose. Remember that everything has a purpose, and it is to prevent bacteria from traveling into your womb. Typically, this discharge looks like egg white or like milk or mucus. That's what people usually describe it as. So if you're seeing something that has a really crazy color like green or black or red, go to your doctor. But I mean, in any case, just consult about the discharge with your doctor. But it seems that the egg white, whitish, mucousy color is completely normal. Frequent urination. It's funny because I almost didn't add this symptom. The first couple of weeks of the second trimester, I think I was less disturbed by the frequent peeing. I'm not sure why, but it's back to being really annoying. Again, there's nothing you should be doing about it. Just go, use the toilet, go back to sleep, but do not reduce your water intake. Hot flashes. They come and go. There are days that they definitely feel more intense, but other days it feels more normal. But yeah, that's still a symptom that I am experiencing. Congestion and stuffiness. I have been recording this entire video with one of my ears completely blocked. It's really annoying, and it's even a little bit painful. Also, the nasal congestion happens all the time. I sometimes have small nosebleeds, and once again, we blame it on the hormones. They do cause an increased blood flow in your whole body, so that results in these little things like the vaginal discharge and the congestion over here and blocked ears in my case. Not sure if that's happening to you, but it happens to me daily. This dramatic blood flow can also cause swelling in your feet. So hopefully your shoes still fit. Mine do, but I do notice the difference on how my feet look and how they feel in my shoes. That's something that happens to a lot of pregnant women. It's okay, you're not alone, it's fine, it's part of it. Just remember to drink lots of water, watch your sodium levels. Not to say that you shouldn't be doing sodium because your body does need it, but just don't overdo it. Shortness of breath, I think I'm already used to it. I think that this is the way I am these days. I don't complain about it anymore. More skin changes happening in the second trimester. I have noticed some very tiny dark spots on my face. Other than that, I think that most days my skin is really glowing, my hair is growing, and my nails are growing too. I'm taking advantage of it. I'm very happy, but for some people it's the complete opposite. It really depends. If it's going positive for you, embrace it. If it's going negatively, then accept it. It's temporary, I promise. Mood changes. Yes, this continues to happen during your second trimester. Your hormone activity doesn't get any lighter during the second trimester. You may very well find yourself getting quickly agitated and desperate. Besides those little bratty outbursts, I also have very sensitive moments. I cried when I gave Nick his Christmas present. I cry for everything these days, so a lot of crying. Body image issues. This is something that I almost didn't add onto this list of something that continues to happen in the second trimester because the symptoms have definitely reduced by a lot. I have a whole video on body image and pregnancy that if you haven't watched, I really recommend because it helped me so much to follow these recommendations. One of the reasons why I think that things get better in the second trimester is because you become more identifiable as a pregnant woman. Most of us have a significant bump in the second trimester, and having the bump makes you feel like it makes sense that you look a certain way, right? Because you're carrying a beautiful baby. And as I said earlier, you begin to be more embracing of motherhood, so you understand these changes and you actually find that you want to have these changes because it means that your body is functional. GI symptoms and mad hunger, Yes, it continues. Forgetfulness. In my case, I think that my cognitive functioning has improved a little bit compared to the first trimester, where I honestly felt like that lack of sharpness really strongly. I think that now in the second trimester, I'm just more forgetful. Oh, and something else that's been happening to me that it's not necessarily a real symptom, but because I am more used to pregnancy and I have a little bit more of energy, I have been obsessed with everything pregnancy. I want to learn it all and all at once. So sometimes I get overwhelmed because I don't know where to start. I want to listen to this podcast and I want to listen to this audiobook and this book and the internet stuff and Instagram and the YouTube stuff. So I think the best thing to do in the second trimester is to focus on things about the third trimester that's a bit more delicate and intense. And in the third trimester, you read things about postpartum. I've heard that many women forget to educate themselves about postpartum, and then they are suffering and completely in limbo when they get to the postpartum phase. So I think it's best to make sure that you leave some space to learn about postpartum in the third trimester. Well, there's so much more to cover about the second trimester. We just talked about symptoms that you may experience in your body, but what about what happens to your baby, the changes that your baby is going through, which are magnificent? How about the medical part, what your doctor is saying, what your doctors are doing and requesting from you from a medical standpoint? Should you work? Should you ask for accommodations at work? And then so much to say about motherhood, how it starts to feel already during your pregnancy, how it's beginning to change your personality and every relationship you have. So much to cover. But I don't want to make this video super long. I know it's hard to stay focused just watching a person talk the whole time, so I'll try to make future videos about it. But please, if there is a particular topic that interests you, let me know in the comments down below so I can prepare a special video for it. But for now, I hope that this video was helpful and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you soon in another video. Mwah.